everyone, my name is Elle. Welcome to a Chatty Get Ready with me. So I have nothing on my face right now except for eyeshadow primer. So this is a Chatty Get Ready with me. I'm not really going to be going through the steps of what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a very simple look anyway. I have an idea in mind. I want to do a very cool orangey lip and a very simple golden eye with big lashes. It's just what I feel like. I did a rough swipe of it last night, like literally with my fingers. I was rubbing gold eyeshadow on my eyelid and putting orange lipstick on. It's like, yes, this is what I want to do for a Try to Get Ready with me. I was going to do a palette bingo with the Natasha Denona palette, and if you guys saw the community tab, this is what I looked like for like the entire video. Somewhere like this. Because I just wasn't even paying attention. I just was looking at myself in the big huge mirror of this palette and forgot the world existed for a minute. So anyway, I am going to use this palette and the McGrath palette. I'm going to use a bunch of new things, and by new I mean some stuff that I got really recently and some stuff that I got a couple of months ago but haven't really been able to talk about yet. Also some things I got for free. PR stuff, which is really kind of crazy for me to even comprehend, but I wanna have a chat with you guys about what's been going on and throw in some products too. So I just want to have a really simple eye and a really bold lip. Let's try not to cover my face with this palette. A lot of people have asked what I think about this, the Tropic palette. I really love the mattes. I have been using the matte shadows in this palette, so mostly these two rows, with the Mario palette from Anastasia, which is my pan matte palette, and they work so beautifully together. This is just an amazing formula of eyeshadow. I just can't get over how well it blends and how long it lasts. I want to do a proper review, but I feel like I'm not very good at reviews, but then in general I just doubt myself when it comes to everything. So anyway, let's backtrack a little bit because I do have some notes. I made sure to write notes down so I could remember what I wanted to talk about, but this is probably going to be a little bit of an emotional video because I just want to tell you guys some stuff that's going on with my life and some stuff that I've been dealing with that has made everything a little hard over the last few months. So first things first, not that long ago, I was feeling really good about my YouTube channel, not, you know, necessarily about other things, but I was feeling good about my YouTube channel. I felt like I was in a really good spot. I felt like I had sort of figured out my thing. I was having a really good pattern of videos. I felt like, okay, I've got like some chatty videos, I have some more controversial videos, some funnier things. I get to talk about topics that interest me, and I did my Kat Von D palettes I Wish Existed video, and I was so happy with that video. I was like, this is it. I was like riding the high. I really loved that. I spent a lot of time working on those palette recreations. That's the thing with those, is that it's not something I throw together in like 5 minutes. It's something that does take a lot of time to do. So I was pretty proud of it. And you know, I'm not a person who's easily proud of the work that I do, but I was very proud of that stuff. And then I was met with some criticism which hurt. Like reading some of the criticism, some of the stuff that people were saying about the idea, and like people who didn't get it, and like some of it was not said on my channel. I just happened to read it, which makes it difficult when you come across it on other places because I really want to address those things, but I just know like it's not appropriate to do so. But some of the things that people were saying, one of the things I saw was people were saying like, why didn't I put in real shadows you could buy? And the thing with that is I do not feel comfortable recommending things I haven't used. And in order for me to purchase and try enough shadows to like dupe my fictional palette, my god, it would be so ridiculously expensive. And it's not the point of it anyway. It's like, I really wish that this existed from this brand in this format, not in any other way. So anyway, that was kind of like awkward to read, but it wasn't the thing that bothered me the most. It was all the troll comments, which, I mean, probably came from the same place. It's hard to say sometimes. I never know if it's coming from one place or another, or if it's people who are like subscribed to me or were subscribed to me. Some people's accounts really look like troll accounts. Like they have no other information showing on their account and their username is something like "you suck." it's usually a good sign that that's just a troll. But sometimes it's an actual legitimate account who just talks to me terribly, and then I see them comment on like one of my friends' videos a little while later where they're like, oh my god, you're so amazing, I love you so much. And it's so incredibly awkward to see that when I'm like, wow, you were just calling me names 3 minutes ago and now you're over there talking about how much you love somebody else. And very weird. Sometimes people are very hypocritical, talking about how like, oh, I'm anti-bullying and all this stuff, and then you're out there saying, calling me every name under the sun. Very, very weird. But anyway, I got met with a ton of those comments. Not everything was visible public because I do have comment filters on, and now I have a comment moderator, and I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy I have a comment moderator because it's just like I can breathe a little easier. I'm definitely still anxious. I'm sure my chest is going to be like super red. I have had a lot of people comment saying like my foundation is the wrong shade for me because like somewhere through a video my chest gets really red because I get really anxious and really nervous, and I can feel like my heart going like this right now because I'm still nervous about it. I'm still nervous about all these people who choose to watch me to hate me. It's so weird. I don't know why people bother wasting their time. Like, I'm not anything special, so it's very weird. Anyway, I was just using one of these brushes from a set that Coastal Scents sent me. I got contacted by 3 brands recently to be sent PR, and they're brands that like I've heard about before. It's not like these no-name kind of brands. Like, there's nothing wrong with trying other things, but most of the time, and some of the stuff I've used before, it's been from brands probably nobody ever heard of. But Coastal Scents asked me if I wanted a brush set to play with, and I said yes because it's brushes. This is the Majestic 8-piece brush set. So I've actually used them quite a few times. I was going to use them in my palette bingo, and I did, and I had to wash them again because it's a mixture of face brushes and eye brushes. I'm impressed with most of them. Some of them I wish the shapes were a little bit better, but like this is a blending brush. It just blends out these shadows so well. I keep reaching for it. I was going to do a separate video back a little while ago and then never got around to it because I just got too nervous about it. But I was going to use these for that, and I'm just trying to keep my composure here a little bit. But this is I'm going to use, I think, all of these brushes throughout this video to show you guys. They did send me a link to share with you guys, so that'll be in my description box. I'm not an affiliate. I believe there is a discount code attached to the link, but I have nothing to do with it. Like, I don't see any money from it. And they sent me an email saying that there's a special promo right now for this set, so that it's $13.95, I believe. If that's incorrect, I will put the correct number here, but I believe the full price is $19.95, and that would be US for 8 brushes. So I'll go through them. There's a few that I really, really like. I posted this one on my Instagram stories, this tapered powder brush. I want to say powder blush. It's a powder brush, and I love using tapered brushes like this for bronzer. I had one from Tarte, and well, I still have it, but I've been using this one more because I don't know, there's something about these brushes are so soft. The other day, it was last night, I cleaned my brushes. I have like all my fancy brushes in these little 3D wick candle containers. I washed all of my eye brushes last night, and even when this one was clean, I was just like running it over my face. I like the way it feels. Anyway, this video will be forever because I'm just talking about stuff. And I know it gets weird when people start talking about PR and everything else, because all of a sudden it gets into this weird world where you're like, can I really trust you because you got sent stuff for free? And I think that always has to be a consideration, and realize that people are always going to be a little bit biased. If you get sent stuff for free, you're going to think about it differently, at least in my opinion. So, you know, would I have bought this brush set if they hadn't sent it to me? Probably not. Like, it wouldn't have been on my radar, but they sent it to me and I've been using it and I've been liking it. So I thought that I would just share that and just keep that in mind. I'm not a person who pushes products. I just want to tell you what I think. So this is a massive eyeshadow brush. I'm using the McGrath palette. This is one of the little ones that came out. This is the Mothership Subversive La Vie en Rose palette. This is one of the most beautiful palettes ever. It is a very tiny palette with 6 shades, but they're all beautiful. I posted 3 pictures doing sort of editorial style makeup on Instagram using all of these shadows. Like, each look has a different combination of the shadows, but I used all of them. And I love this gold shade. It's Gold Nectar, and I'm just applying that all over the lid. Like I wanted the orangey kind of crease and the gold on the lid to go with the crazy bright lip I'm going to do. So Pat McGrath has liked a couple of my photos on Instagram. That blew my mind. Like I just love her so much, and she liked a few of my photos, which is such a huge compliment. Anyway, what I was talking about with the troll comments, and I know I'm kind of going all over the place here because I want to talk about product, but I'm trying to find a balance because I don't want to be a Debbie Downer for this whole thing. So anyway, I just wanted to go through a timeline of some stuff that was going on, and I can take it all the way back to July, almost a year ago at this point because it's almost April. So I can take it all the way back to July, and the first thing was when I had a mishap with my hair. So I'm sure you guys are all aware that I have been wearing wigs recently. I'm using this face primer. This is one for my hashtag 365 days of samples. It's the Stellar Brilliant Primer. And in the Coastal Scents brush set, there's one of these little tiny foundation brushes, which I don't get for actual foundation, but I love using brushes like this for applying primer. And I actually only have one that I normally would use from Real Techniques. Just those little flat foundation brushes. If you happen to have one and you're like, what the heck do I use this brush for? If you find that foundation goes on too streaky, try a thicker primer, because I find that it really gets in those pores, and just, I feel like foundation goes on much smoother on top of it than with using my hands. So anyway, the timeline, my hair, I've been trying to style my hair more. If you go back to my videos from last year, even last year this time when I was rocking my natural hair, I was trying, emphasis on trying, to style my hair in different ways. Because one of the pieces of criticism I was getting often was that I didn't do anything interesting with my hair. And like, I'm not a hair channel, but I get it. People want to see different things, and that's fair. So I was trying to accommodate that, and also it was fun just to try and play with some different things. And I ended up needing to cut off a chunk of my hair because I got one of those little clear elastics completely tangled up in my hair. Like there was absolutely no saving it. So my hair had been split in half because I was trying to do space buns, and I managed to get it perfectly clear elastic out of this side fine, and then this side got stuck on. So you can imagine it, quite a bit of hair that was gone. I was sort of mortified to know what I was going to do. I happened to have been on vacation during that time from work. I'd taken my vacation time as sort of like filming time. I'm going to use the Maybelline Superstar foundation. I got this not that long ago, but I've already used almost half of it, close to half of it. I really like this foundation. Anyway, I was off work thankfully, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do because I couldn't wear my hair down anymore. So I started to have to just pull my hair up all the time. That's when I purchased the long wavy wig, because it just so happened that a couple days before I had been sent a blonde wig from Eva Hair, so I purchased the long wavy brown wig from them with the intention of using it for filming, which I did, and I'm really glad I got that because it opened a lot of doors for me in terms of being able to style my hair differently. And when my scalp was fine, I could incorporate my regular hair with my wigs, and I still use my regular hair in videos, and like just didn't have to cover up as much. But the positive side of it was that I got to discover wigs. I got to figure out more of my style. I started to incorporate like the headbands, kind of accidentally just experimenting with stuff, and realized I really liked it. I know that there were people who didn't like it and still don't like it, but I don't care. I like it. It's one thing I've sort of have a short fuse with these days is the people who criticize my headbands, because it's like, it's on my head, not yours, so deal with it or leave. I don't want to be a rude person when it comes to stuff like that, because I understand that like style is so personal, but that's it, style is personal. Like, if you are personally offended by my headbands, I'm not stopping to wear them because of you. So I have to go in with a beauty blender after this foundation, because I use this This brush, it's a buffing brush, but the bristles are so long. I need something a little bit shorter and denser. It just ends up leaving things a little bit streaky. So anyway, shortly thereafter, the hair drama, which took a little bit of a toll on me personally, like I just felt really weird afterwards, I did my Lush video, which I've talked about a few times. I talked about it in my Addicted to Social Media video. I've talked about it in a few other Get Ready With Me's and stuff too. That video I do not regret for a second, because it is my story and I wanted to tell it. And yes, it was like a few years late and I didn't act on it at the time, but I still felt like it was something worth sharing, and I'm glad I did. I do not appreciate the comments that came along with it, but that's the name of the game. You don't know what you're going to get yourself into sometimes. You don't know what video is going to be popular, what people are going to like. Some of the videos I've done that I thought were going to be popular weren't popular, so you just never know. So the Lush video didn't really pick up steam for a while. It was kind of like a slow going there, so I posted it and it seemed to be fine, and nothing else was really going on with that. I am going to use a couple of products in this video that were sent to me from Givenchy. Givenchy reached out to me and wanted to send me a few products and send me potentially more PR stuff, and I am incredibly flattered. Of course I am. I can't say that I'm not. I've used a few Givenchy products in the past, and I just have to, you know, disclaimer that they sent this stuff to me, and it is flattering, and to say otherwise would not be telling the truth, because I am flattered that they saw my content and liked me enough to want to send me products. So this is a face powder. This is a matte finish and enhanced radiance loose powder, 4-in-1 harmony. So it's almost like a color correcting thing. I haven't tried this yet. This is actually my first time trying this. It's got a pale purple, a pale pink, a blue, and a green, and a little powder puff. I don't know if I'm gonna like the powder puff thing. I might try and use that. I'm so classy. Use that tapered brush. I don't normally powder my face, but I really wanted to try some of these things and see what it does. But I don't remember what I was saying. The Lush video took off kind of slowly. I was slowly getting comments, and it was kind of a dark time because I didn't want to check my comments anymore. I was really kind of avoiding them because people were saying such mean things. I was getting in fights with people who were calling me names, who were criticizing me for posting the video, who were calling me like attention seeking, along with a lot of other very nice descriptive words, saying that I just did the video for attention, that I was just trying to go viral, that I was just trying to get popular, that I was doing it for views. I had established channels say stuff like that to me, like, oh, this is why people aren't watching my stuff, because they're watching you and you're stupid. And you know, people were actually saying stuff like that, calling me stupid and childish and lame and attention seeking, and you know, the C word a few times, and being called a whore was nice for that video, really justified. I like this powder. Hard to say any real thoughts on it, having just tried it once, but just thought I'd say that. So just hearing those things repeatedly, it got really exhausting. At the same time, I was going through some stuff at work. I was getting my name dragged through the dirt a little bit at work because of some not comments I made, but just trying to affect change that wasn't looked at too nicely. I kind of have to be careful with what I say because I don't know who's watching, but that was difficult, you know, hearing from other people that my name was getting dragged through the mud and I was being, you know, labeled a troublemaker and everything else, when I was really just trying to help people. I didn't like that. So that was a difficult time, and that's going on around the same time that I'm getting all these comments from the Lush video. And as the Lush video starts to pick up in popularity, my cat got really sick and she died. And I've talked about that a few times, and I just want to kind of go over it. I've talked about it enough. I'm still heartbroken. I miss her every single day. I ended up getting moved to a new position at work sort of not really by choice, but kind of by choice. It was one of those weird things where it's like I knew why I was being moved because of the previous thing, but no matter. It just ended up being stressful because I was learning a brand new job. So this was going on, and this is all within the span of a couple of months. Like I started my new position at work in September. So, you know, I had like the Lush video, my hair thing in July, my cat died in August, started the new job in September. So it was all bang, bang, bang right after one another, and it was definitely a really challenging time to kind of keep going. And I kept going, and shortly thereafter, in the fall time, my father was sick and didn't know what was going on for a long time. He was sick, but they didn't know what was going on. They knew he had some like heart issues. They were putting him on different medication. And then one night, middle of the night, somewhere, well, not, I wouldn't say middle of the night, but somewhere around like 11 o'clock, I get a phone call that my father had been rushed to the hospital. And didn't know what was going on. But my mother called me and said, like, this is what's going on. Just wanted you to know, don't know anything yet. So I called my brother and was talking to him because he still lived with my parents. And I was asking him, like, are you going with my mother? Like, what's going on? Because my mother had been with my father at one hospital that was closer to us, and he had to go to, like, the big city one. So they took him in an ambulance, and my mother came home, was packing stuff for him. But anyway, I talked to my brother and I was like, what's going on? My brother's like, I don't know, but I'm going with my mother, you know, or our mother don't really want to go, but, you know, gotta go for her. And I said, listen, I'm gonna go too. So I just came down to my room and I was like, okay, it's gonna be about 20 minutes. Like, what do? I just somehow found the ability to center myself, deep breaths, and I just applied makeup for 20 minutes. I know it sounds weird, but it was just so calming to be able to focus on something else. And I was just like putting on some peach eyeshadow and, you know, didn't know what I would be going into. Anyway, my father was in the hospital for a while. He was diagnosed with cancer, which is never something you want to hear. It's definitely very scary. He ended up having surgery to remove a kidney because he had a huge tumor that was basically the kidney. So the whole kidney had to go. And it was very touch and go for a while, and it's still touch and go. Still, you know, don't know what's going on. He's being monitored pretty closely. You know, they thought that they got all the cancer, but they said it's a very aggressive kind of cancer that, you know, even though they got the tumor, it could come back. And if it comes back, it'll come back worse. So, you know, it's preventative now and trying to keep things under control and trying to keep my father healthy, and it's absolutely terrifying. And to spend so much of my time thinking about that and then coming back and being met with all of these hate comments from people, you know, and still with people still not being able to let things go and still calling me names and saying how I don't care about anybody besides myself and how all I want is to be internet famous and all this bullshit. And it was so exhausting, and I just didn't want to respond to comments anymore. And then I'd get comments from subscribers, people who were like disappointed that I wasn't responding to them anymore. And the truth is, I didn't want to look at any of that stuff. I did not want to see any of it. It was exhausting, and it's still exhausting, and still being met with those comments as it comes with an increased popularity, which people are always trying to tell me it's such a good thing, but I would take a trade-off, you know, like what am I trying to get out of this? I just want to try and help people, encourage people, inspire people, maybe. I don't know if I'm very good at that, but I just want to have fun, and I want to play with makeup and, you know, maybe be an escape for people and, you know, maybe help people in some way. You know, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to be somebody who was able to help people in some way, and I feel like I've been able to do that at least on a minor level because of my channel, you know, for various reasons. But it's definitely taken a toll on my self-esteem. It's taken a toll on my confidence. I don't feel good. anymore. So I just put lashes and liner on because I felt like I was just rambling a little bit. That's what happens with these videos, and especially lately. I said I've just been so off. It's funny because I went from being so confident and so assured to feeling like I really can't do this. So for lipstick, I'm using this one from Givenchy in Mandarin Bolero. I really like this formula. I'm sure I said that incorrectly. If I said it incorrectly, tell me. You don't need to go talk about me on another forum. You can tell me I said a word incorrectly. Sorry, I'm just salty. I got this liquid lipstick from MAC when I backed to MAC. This is Electric Rainbow. This is what inspired this whole thing. That lipstick and this lip topper. Yeah. This is just such a cool combo. That's why I wanted a more toned down eye look. These are House of Lashes and I haven't trimmed them yet. I just got them and I wanted to see how they sat first before I trim them. I can definitely tell they need to be trimmed a little bit because they're a little too big for my eye. So I'll have to trim them once I take them off before I wear them next. But I need to throw on my new orange headband and a wig. I think that's enough. I think that's enough makeup. I think I'm good. Maybe some glitter though. Maybe some glitter will make me feel a little better. Glitter makes everything better. So I have Midnight Cowboy from Urban Decay just for my lower lash line because I feel like the eye look isn't so crazy. I feel like it kind of balances out a little bit and the gold just takes it up a notch. Gold glitter. Okay. So I know this was a little rambly and everything, but I just wanted to tell you guys what was going on. Wait, I wanted to show you the look with the wig. Be right back. I felt like curly hair. So you can tell it's many different shades of orange, but that's alright. I feel like it's a little bit more 80s workout now with the wig on, but we're gonna roll with it. That is the look. I know this was kind of rambly and all over the place, and I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. Just wanted to chat with you guys a little bit because it's been a little bit hard. I'm still not back to comfortable yet. I haven't been able to find a way to really cope, you know, without just flat out hating myself over the stupid stuff people are saying because they are losers who have no life. Like I just have to remind myself that it's about them and not about me, because they're the ones who are going through all this effort and all this trouble to say these terrible, mean things to me. Like they obviously have something seriously lacking in their life that they're trying to take away something from me. But it's hard to remember that all the time, and it's hard to bring the focus sometimes when all I can think about is what are these trolls going to be saying about me next? You know, what are they going to comment on? Oh, I didn't contour my nose. You know, what is somebody going to say about me next? And that's the nerve-wracking thing, because I do this for fun. I don't do this for any other reason. I have no ulterior motives. Yes, it's fun to talk about stuff that I get sent, but in no means is that why I do this. I don't do this for stuff. I do this to connect with people, and I don't like having to avoid comment sections when it's the reason I do this. Like I like building friendships and connecting with people and chatting with people, and I found that lately I've enjoyed talking to people outside of like the comment section on YouTube, which sucks because that's why I want to do this more. I want to connect with people here, but it makes it hard to do so with the stuff I get faced. Anyway, I don't know if that even made any sense. I'm just kind of rambling because I'm nervous and I don't know how this video is going to go over. I never know how videos like this go over when I talk about things like this. I never know. Anyway, that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.